I've got another new product to show you today and I'm excited about it. If you love to be a bit green in your garden and recycle things and be organic and so on, you're going to love this. It's called the Little Aussie Composter. Let me show it to you today. Now most compost bins are big and ugly, aren't they? But mine, let me show you, it's down here. There you go, isn't she a beauty? Now it looks just like a pile of mulch, and that's what makes this thing so magic, is that this compost bin is hidden under the ground. It's a little wonder down under. I'll take off the lid and show you. You can see it's full of veggie scraps and things in there. And what makes this so brilliant is it's in contact with the soil all the time. So the organisms, the worms and everything, the bugs, they all crawl in there and they break down all the organic matter. Let's have a look inside here. Now this is our veggie scraps just from this week, okay? So I'm going to dig down deep. Oh, this is looking good. Only a gardener would get excited by this kind of thing. But look at that. After just a few days, there's some rotten bananas, there's all sorts of things in there, but it's breaking down beautifully and the worms are moving through it and the bugs and everything. So I'm going to put that back in there and I can feel the heat coming out of there as well as it's breaking it down. Now, the lid on the top, now people are saying, if you put that there, what about the animals? They might get in there, you know, the dogs and everything. Well, the lid, it locks in. It just locks in like that. And so it's secure now. And it even has small holes so the big flies can't get in there and the lizards can't get stuck in there as well. Now, this is called the Little Aussie Composter and it was invented by a lady up in Brisbane and I think she's done a brilliant job. Let me show you. This is the main part of it here and this gets buried into the ground. So you just dig a hole and you put this in. Now the worms and things can move into that organic matter, start to break it down through their bodies. They move out into the soil surrounding your plants and then they do their poos and everything. And of course they start to fertilize the garden straight up like that. And then over time, all the organic matter breaks down into a lovely compost, which you can remove from here and put into your garden as well. Or you can just leave it there and just let it do its thing, okay? But of course you want to be able to keep topping it up with more veggie scraps. That's why you'd remove the compost. Now I want to show you the clever things about this design. I'm just going to grab the lid over here. So there's the lid. You saw me take it off before and it locks in there. I'll just show you how simple that is. You just put it in and you turn it, the locking mechanism. Brilliant. But she's taken it another step, and this is what I love about this. You can turn it upside down and put it in this way. And now we've got this kind of pot here. We've got this area you can put soil in and grow grass in it. So you can actually put these in your lawn and they're totally hidden. And you mow straight over the top of them. How brilliant is that? So if you've got dog poo in your garden, you want to get rid of that, instead of going and picking it up, you basically just take the lid out. It's got a little ring pull that you lift it out, and you take the grass out as well, and then you rake the dog poo straight into the hole and you let it break down into the soil. Fantastic. But she's taken it one more step from that as well, which I love. If you've got a vegetable garden or even just a normal garden, you're growing seedlings and things and you want them to have a great nurturing environment, what you can do is you can put the little hothouse top on the top. Here we go. So it just goes on and it turns around and it locks in. And so now you've got like a mini greenhouse, because you saw before it's got a little bit of a pot in the top. You can fill that with like a seed raising mix, or you can fill it for cuttings with a nice coarse sand. And then you put the lid on the top and it's a lovely warm moist environment. And remember, the compost as it's breaking down produces heat. So the heat rises and it starts to heat the soil here, which makes the roots grow faster. And that's what the people who grow cuttings commercially in the nurseries do. They heat the soil to make them grow faster. That's a little tip for you, and you can do it with a Little Aussie Composter. Now I think this thing is actually absolutely brilliant. It works. You put them around your garden, so you'd have several in your garden instead of one big ugly bin. It's out of sight, and so nobody else is going to see it. It doesn't smell or anything like that. It's fantastic. Now how many should you get? Well, you should basically base it on how many people are in your household. So if you've got 4 people in your household, you get 4 Little Aussie Composters plus a spare is the way to do it. That would be a minimum requirement, what I suggest. Now, if you get more than that, if you've got a lot of scraps and things. Now, the lady who invented these, she said you can actually put meat in them. You can put dairy, you can put all those things you've been told not to put into your compost bin will actually go into this just fine, and they'll break down over time. So how clever is that? I hope you're going to get some for your garden. Just order them from the website and let your friends know about it as well. The Little Aussie Composter.